The Philippines, a nation of over 7,000 islands, boasts a rich and complex history. From its earliest days as a collection of independent barangays to its present-day status as a vibrant democracy, the country has undergone a remarkable transformation. This journey through time is marked by periods of indigenous rule, foreign colonization, revolution, and ultimately, independence. Each era has left an indelible mark on the nation's cultural, social, and political landscape, shaping the Philippines we know today. This essay delves into the key periods of Philippine history, tracing the evolution of the nation from its pre-colonial past to its present-day reality. We will explore the triumphs and struggles, the heroes and villains, and the enduring spirit of the Filipino people. Join us as we uncover the captivating story of the Philippines, a nation forged in the crucible of history. This journey through time begins with the pre-colonial period, a time when the archipelago thrived as a collection of independent communities. From there, we will navigate the turbulent waters of Spanish colonization, witnessing the profound impact of foreign rule on the islands and its people. We will then witness the fiery spirit of the Filipinos ignite in a fight for freedom during the revolution against Spain. Centuries before the arrival of European colonizers, the Philippine archipelago was a vibrant tapestry of independent villages known as barangays. These small, self-governing communities formed the bedrock of pre-colonial Filipino society. Each barangay, typically consisting of 30 to 100 families, was led by a chieftain called a datu. The datu held considerable power, responsible for governing the barangay, maintaining law and order, and leading his people in times of war. Life in the barangay revolved around agriculture, fishing, and trade. The fertile lands of the archipelago yielded an abundance of crops, including rice, bananas, coconuts, and sugarcane. Filipinos were skilled fishermen navigating the surrounding waters to secure a bountiful catch. Trade flourished within the islands and with neighboring Southeast Asian nations. Chinese, Japanese, and Arab merchants frequented Philippine shores, exchanging goods such as porcelain, silk, and spices for gold, pearls, and beeswax. The pre-colonial Filipinos developed a unique culture rooted in animism, a belief system that revered spirits dwelling in nature. They honored these spirits through rituals and offerings, seeking their favor and protection. The arrival of Islam in the 14th century, primarily through trade with Arab merchants, introduced a new faith to the archipelago. Islam gradually spread throughout the southern islands, establishing a strong foothold in regions like Sulu and Mindanao. The pre-colonial Filipinos also possessed a written script known as baybayin, used for record-keeping, communication, and literature. This syllabic script, derived from ancient Indian writing systems, demonstrates the intellectual prowess and cultural sophistication of the early Filipinos. The year 1521 marked a turning point in Philippine history with the arrival of Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer sailing under the Spanish flag. Magellan's expedition, seeking a westward route to the Spice Islands, brought the archipelago into the orbit of European colonialism. While Magellan himself was killed during a battle with local chieftain Lapu-Lapu in Mactan, his voyage paved the way for Spanish conquest. In 1565, Miguel López de Legazpi led a Spanish expedition that established the first permanent Spanish settlement in Cebu. This marked the beginning of over 3 centuries of Spanish rule in the Philippines. The Spanish gradually extended their control over the archipelago, encountering resistance from some indigenous communities, but ultimately establishing a firm grip on the islands. Spanish colonization brought about profound changes to Philippine society. The most significant of these was the introduction of Christianity. Spanish missionaries, particularly the friars of the Catholic Church, embarked on an ambitious campaign to convert the native population. Catholicism spread rapidly, becoming deeply ingrained in Filipino culture and shaping religious practices for centuries to come. The Spanish also introduced a new system of governance, centralizing power under the Spanish crown and establishing a hierarchical social structure. They built cities, roads, and other infrastructure, transforming the physical landscape of the archipelago. However, this period was also marked by exploitation and oppression. Filipinos were subjected to forced labor, heavy taxation, and land dispossession. The power of the Spanish friars grew, often eclipsing that of colonial officials. Centuries of Spanish rule sowed the seeds of discontent among the Filipino people. The oppressive social structures, economic exploitation, and suppression of native culture fueled a growing desire for freedom and self-determination. In the late 19th century, this simmering unrest erupted into a full-blown revolution against Spanish colonial rule. The revolution was sparked by a confluence of factors, including the rise of Filipino nationalism, the weakening grip of Spain due to internal conflicts, and the execution of Filipino priest and nationalist José Rizal. Rizal's writings, which exposed the injustices of Spanish rule, ignited the flames of rebellion. His death at the hands of the Spanish authorities in 1896 served as a rallying cry for the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society fighting for independence. Under the leadership of Andrés Bonifacio, the Katipunan launched a nationwide uprising against the Spanish in August 1896. The revolution quickly spread throughout Luzon and other islands, uniting Filipinos from all walks of life in the struggle for freedom. While Bonifacio played a crucial role in the early stages of the revolution, it was Emilio Aguinaldo, a young leader from Cavite, who emerged as the president of the revolutionary government. Despite initial successes, the revolution faced internal divisions and the superior military might of the Spanish. However, the tide turned with the outbreak of the Spanish-American War in 1898. The United States, seeking to expand its influence in Asia, saw an opportunity to challenge Spanish colonialism. Section 5. A new colonizer, the American era. The Spanish-American War had a profound impact on the Philippines. The United States Navy, led by Commodore George Dewey, decisively defeated the Spanish fleet in Manila Bay on May 1, 1898. This victory paved the way for American forces to land in the Philippines, ostensibly to assist the Filipino revolutionaries in their fight against Spain. Initially, the Americans were welcomed as liberators by the Filipinos. However, this perception quickly shifted as it became clear that the United States had its own imperial ambitions in the region. With the signing of the Treaty of Paris in December 1898, Spain ceded the Philippines to the United States for $20 million. This act of betrayal ignited a new chapter in the Filipino struggle for independence, the Philippine-American War. The Philippine-American War, a brutal and bloody conflict, lasted from 1899 to 1902. Filipino forces, led by Emilio Aguinaldo, fought valiantly against the better-equipped American army. However, the superior firepower and resources of the United States ultimately prevailed. Aguinaldo was captured in 1901, effectively ending the war. Despite the bitterness of the war, the American colonial period brought about significant changes to the Philippines. The Americans implemented reforms in education, public health, and infrastructure. They established a public school system, making education more accessible to Filipinos. They also introduced measures to improve sanitation and control diseases, leading to improvements in public health. Politically, the Americans gradually granted Filipinos greater autonomy. They established the Philippine Commonwealth in 1935, a significant step towards self-governance. The Commonwealth, with Manuel L. Quezon as its first president, was designed as a transitional government intended to prepare the Philippines for full independence after a 10-year period. Section 6. A Time of Darkness, Japanese Occupation. Just as the Philippines was on the cusp of attaining full independence, World War II erupted, plunging the nation into another period of foreign occupation. In December 1941, Japanese forces invaded the Philippines, targeting American military installations and seeking to control strategic resources in Southeast Asia. The Japanese occupation of the Philippines was a dark chapter in the nation's history. The Japanese military imposed a harsh rule marked by brutality, oppression, and widespread human rights abuses. Filipinos were subjected to forced labor, torture, and summary executions. The economy was crippled, and food shortages became rampant. Despite the oppressive conditions, the Filipino spirit of resistance remained unbroken. Guerrilla movements supported by the United States sprang up across the islands, engaging in sabotage operations and gathering intelligence against the Japanese. The Filipinos' courage and determination in the face of adversity became a testament to their indomitable spirit. The tide of the war in the Pacific gradually turned against Japan. American forces led by General Douglas MacArthur returned to the Philippines in 1944, fulfilling his famous promise to return. The Battle of Leyte Gulf, a decisive naval engagement, crippled the Japanese fleet and paved the way for the liberation of the Philippines. However, the war left a trail of devastation in its wake. Manila, in particular, was heavily damaged during the fighting, becoming one of the most devastated cities during World War II. Section 7, The Long Road to Recovery, Independence and the Republic. On July 4, 1946, the Philippines finally achieved its long-awaited independence. After centuries of colonial rule, the Filipino people were finally masters of their own destiny. The newly established Republic of the Philippines faced the daunting task of rebuilding a nation ravaged by war and occupation. The post-independence era was marked by both challenges and triumphs. The Philippines grappled with the economic and social consequences of war, striving to rebuild its infrastructure, revive its economy, and heal the wounds of the past. The country also faced internal security threats, including communist insurgency and separatist movements in Mindanao. Despite these challenges, the Philippines made significant strides in its journey towards recovery and development. The country experienced periods of economic growth, fueled by agricultural production, industrialization, and a growing service sector. It also played an active role in the international arena, becoming a founding member of the United Nations and a key ally of the United States in Southeast Asia. The post-independence era was also marked by political upheavals. The country witnessed the rise and fall of various leaders, each leaving their mark on the nation's political landscape. The rule of Ferdinand Marcos, who came to power in 1965, was particularly tumultuous. Marcos declared martial law in 1972, ushering in a period of authoritarian rule that lasted for over a decade. The Marcos regime was marked by corruption, human rights abuses, and the suppression of dissent. However, the Filipino people's yearning for freedom and democracy could not be silenced. In 1986, the People Power Revolution, a peaceful uprising supported by millions of Filipinos, toppled the Marcos dictatorship and restored democracy to the country. Section 8, Modern Philippines, a tapestry of the past. The Philippines today stands as a vibrant democracy, a testament to the resilience and spirit of its people. The legacy of its long and complex history is evident in every aspect of Filipino society, from its diverse culture and languages to its political system and economic structures. The influences of its pre-colonial past, colonial encounters, and struggles for independence are interwoven into the fabric of the nation. The Philippines has emerged as a significant player in the global economy, driven by a young and dynamic workforce and a growing outsourcing industry. It is also a major agricultural producer, known for its exports of coconut products, fruits, and seafood. However, the Philippines continues to grapple with challenges. Poverty, inequality, and corruption remain persistent problems. The country is also highly vulnerable to natural disasters such as typhoons, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions, which often cause widespread damage and displacement. Despite these challenges, the Filipino people remain optimistic about the future. They are known for their warmth, hospitality, and unwavering resilience. The spirit of Bayanihan, a Filipino term for communal unity and cooperation, shines through in times of adversity. Section 9, Conclusion. The enduring spirit of the Philippines. The story of the Philippines is one of resilience, transformation, and the enduring spirit of its people. From its beginnings as a collection of independent barangays to its present-day status as a vibrant democracy, the nation has navigated through turbulent waters, overcoming colonization, war, and political upheavals. The Philippines today stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of its past. The influences of its pre-colonial heritage, colonial encounters, and struggles for independence are interwoven into the tapestry of its culture, society, and identity. While challenges remain, the Filipino people continue to strive for a brighter future, drawing strength from their history and their unwavering belief in the power of hope, unity, and perseverance.